Hello and welcome everyone to another episode of the SharpSHOOTers. As always, we're your hosts, Danny and Juice. How you doing tonight, Juice?
Doing all right. Doing all right, I'm here ready to go.
All right, well, this is our
Yeah.
special Monday
Yeah.
episode this week where we're doing two in one. Usually Mondays we just do our fun random segments, but this week since we don't have a Thursday episode, no Thursday episode this week, just a reminder, we will be doing Last Point Standing and one segment because of New World suggesting a Be Kind Rewind match that they wanted us to see, so we decided to watch that for this week. So we're going to talk about that first, and then we're going to go into our Last Point Standing. But before all that, we got to pay our bills. If you'd be so kind, look in the lower little corner over there where we have our subs. We'd love to get to 10 out of 10. If you could throw us a sub, that'd be great. The instructions, if you have Amazon Prime, are in the chat right next to us. It's free for you, doesn't cost you a thing, helps us out. You do have to use your desktop, though, if you're using your Amazon Prime to subscribe for free. And as always, thank you to Accept the Win for being the official band of the podcast. You hear them before and after the show and during the commercial break. So thank you, Accept the Wind. You guys are awesome. So,
Yeah. And
Juice. Oh,
unfortunately, if you waited though, you missed out. Now you can only know the one language you know. You can't no longer no more Super Duolingo.
no more.
So sorry, everybody. You
You
messed
missed your
up.
shot.
You messed
But
up.
you should still subscribe to us. It's still a very nice thing to do.
Yeah, sure.
So, since we're doing a hybrid of our Monday and Thursday episode, we're going to start out with our trivia like we always do for the week. So, Juice, your trivia this week. What you got for me?
All right. So, Wrestle Dream was this past weekend.
Mm-hmm.
And on that pay-per-view, there was no Will Ospreay, no Swerve Strickland, and no MJF.
Wow.
My
Yeah.
question for you is, when is the last AEW pay-per-view that took place that none of those three wrestlers were on before this
Ooh,
past weekend?
that's a good one.
So, Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, MJF. When is the last time none of the three were on? So one of three suffices as they're all on, if you get what I'm asking
Yeah,
here.
yeah.
Basically, when's the last time all three did not wrestle on a pay-per-view and wrestle, not appeared?
Interesting. Man, I know I'm gonna overshoot it, but I feel like this is a while back.
That's all right. I'll give you a
If
half
we're
point if you get a year
if
or
we're in
show.
2025,
Yes.
I want to say before.
If anybody in chat has a guess, throw your guesses in chat. Danny
Uh,
won't look. No cheating.
Probably like 2022, maybe
Okay.
23. Let's
So
go
again,
2022.
for anyone joining us late, also what pay-per-view, Danny?
Yeah,
For
I know.
anyone
I'm trying
joining
to
us
think.
late, what is the last pay-per-view that MJF, Swerve Strickland, and Will Ospreay all missed? Because this past weekend, none of them were on the pay-per-view. So when is the last pay-per-view prior to this one where none of those three were on? Danny's saying, would you say 2021? You said
No, I think
2022.
2022.
So Danny's saying 2022, but he hasn't picked a pay-per-view yet. That
Part
is
of
the
me,
question.
part of me wants to say like full, because like at first I was thinking
Mhm.
Forbidden Door, but I feel like they've all been on the past few Forbidden Doors. Um, so I want to say like Full Gear. I don't know, Full Gear 2022. Let's take a stab
Okay,
at it.
so Danny's guess is Full Gear 2022. And once more, before I answer, for anyone that just joined us, the trivia question this week is: when was the last time that Swerve Strickland, Will Ospreay, and MJF all missed the same pay-per-view? Danny guessed Full Gear 2022, and the correct answer is Full Gear 2019.
Oh my god!
You have to go all the way back to the
Holy
very
shit!
first AEW pay-per-view since they started airing on TV. So obviously there were the few pay-per-views like before TV, like the ones that Fight for the Fallen, Fighter Fest, all those. But yeah, the last time All three of them, none of the three were on a pay-per-view, was Full Gear 2019. You always had one of those three on your show up until this past weekend.
So
So pretty crazy.
yeah, I truly thought that I was gonna overshoot when I was thinking 2021. I was like, oh man, that's too far back. Like you
Mhm.
got to figure out something else. Like 2021's wrong. 2019, damn. All right, at least I got the pay
Yeah,
per view. I figured
I know.
it wasn't gonna be one of the bigger pay per views. So like Full Gear, I think
Mhm.
is technically whatever the least important of all the pay per views, but it's still a good one.
Oh,
Yeah, I'll say it.
damn, shots fired.
I'll say it.
Um, all right. So there you go. Trivia question incorrect.
Big surprise.
All right. So the segment we're doing now, we're going to start with
Yep.
Be Kind Rewind. This was a match suggested to us, I believe, last week, not 2 weeks ago,
Yes.
last week, by I
I
believe
thought I
his name
said
was
last week.
New. You did.
Oh.
I'm starting. I'm getting us into the segment now. So I believe the user was New to This World was their name. Thank you for the suggestion. Whether you're watching us live or on demand later on, we appreciate you. And if anybody ever has any match suggestions or segment suggestions, we're always open to ideas. And odds are we've either done it or will do it. So please let us know.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
this match that we're going to be talking about tonight is Sting versus Jake the Snake Roberts from 1992 Halloween Havoc. This is a coal miner's glove match, and this came about after Sting spun the wheel and made the deal.
I
Um,
that's too
yeah,
funny that spin the wheel make the deal is like now a thing.
yeah. They basically took, NXT basically took that. I mean, Bischoff had it too when he came over as commissioner for a
Yeah, I was
while,
gonna
or
say they
GM
did that a
rather.
lot with the Raw
So yeah,
stuff.
they took it from them, which is fine. So I'll let you start, let you go, and then I'll kind of jump in as you talk.
I found
What were
this
your thoughts?
match hilarious. Sorry, I'm just editing. I'm trying to get some stuff up first. I found this match really funny. Even the premise, like it seemed because I wasn't watching WCW then, so what got that. So it seemed like a really good rivalry. It seemed like there was something that people were like hyped about. Jake the Snake is a huge name. Sting is Sting. So kind of like people were hyped about it. People were getting into it, and then they spun the wheel, and it was a coal miner's glove on a pole match, and
Mm.
just it didn't seem to fit whatever they were doing, in my opinion. Um, but I still thought it was like really funny. I thought that was a good premise. And then the poll was huge. That was one of the biggest polls that
It
no
was
homo, no whatever. That was one of the biggest polls I've ever seen in my life.
it was absurdly large. It was a
That was
very I don't know if you have a
crazy.
photo. Do you have a
Oh, I'm gonna
photo
bring
of
it
the
up. Yeah, I'm gonna bring it up in a second.
Okay, so
Um,
anyone that has not seen this match before, by the way,
Shocking.
this is currently available on Peacock. I'm not sure if the full match is up on YouTube as well, but it is accessible to anybody with Peacock.
Look at that
Um,
thing. That thing is so tall.
yeah, but there it is. Yeah. Like so again, keep in mind, like the ring isn't smaller. Like the arena is not smaller. This is like it's crazy. It is so high the pole.
And
But
respectfully to Jake, the second I saw the poll, I was like, all right, so Jake's not getting the the glove. Like, there's no way Jake is climbing that pole.
it was wild. Before we get too deep into the match, though, I just wanted to point out the wheel itself.
The
Like
wheel was
the
kind
pomp,
of cool. I liked it a
pomp
little
and
bit.
circumstance. Like the wheel was huge. So much effort and budget was put into that thing with the pyro and the smoke. The wheel spun forever though.
It
Like
did.
that was a long wheel spin.
I was doing
Even
the same thing.
Sting,
I was like, is this gonna stop? Like, I get they're trying to show like,
yeah.
hey, it's random, blah blah blah. I think, oh wait, does this show it? This shows the wheel. This is like a magazine article or something. Look at that thing. It looks
I
like
loved
a
it.
giant
I loved
saw
it.
thing. That was so cool.
Yeah. I think it was awesome, and it just shows how much it's downgraded with the times, and now it's just like
Mm-hmm.
a wheel, and not much effort's really put into it compared to this. Like this is cool. So I really dug the wheel that they used here. Um, yeah, it's just just watching this, it's like a different world, man. Like watching like WCW before, like you feel like it really became WCW with the Monday Night War. Like it's so different. It was just bizarre to be watching it. It always is weird watching like older WCW before it took off into like
Hmm.
the mid late '90s stuff, which is what most people remember because of the war
Old
and all that.
WCW was good. It just was like it was just a territory, like you know what I mean. It
I
was,
know.
and it was very entertaining. And that's again that's how Sting got so popular. This is one of those
Mhm.
things where he got so popular with Flair, the Horsemen, like all that was early WCW. Like everyone thinks that was the late '90s. No, they were established well before that.
Mhm.
So not
Oh
everyone,
yeah,
you know what I mean.
yeah. So and for what it's worth,
Another
also
shot of the
this
pole, by
match
the way.
was that.
Another shot of the pole.
Yeah, yeah. And another thing, like this was technically an unsanctioned match,
This was the main
which like
event.
yeah, and it was unsanctioned.
This
Like
was
it
the
just goes to
main
show you, excuse me, obviously different times and stuff like that, but you see like the definition of what an unsanctioned match is then versus now, and like this clearly didn't do things that they would have done in modern day unsanctioned,
Oh
like
man.
whatever. But yeah, continue your thoughts.
So I mean, the in-ring action was good. I think they were really trying to focus on incorporating that. At one point, Sting did like a Sting 1-9 around the pole into Jake Roberts. I he didn't use his feet. I think he just spun around like hit him or something and surprised
Yeah,
him.
that was pretty
But
cool.
that was a cool. I think that was a cool thing. And also, he jumped like thank God he caught it because it wasn't like one of those things where like if he missed it, it still would have gone around. Like if he had missed
Oh
the
yeah, he would
pole,
have
he
fell.
was landing into the guardrail. He like really jumped
Yep.
for that.
Oh yeah, he was up and away. He was gonna be gone at that point.
But
Um,
and then yeah, and
yeah.
then every time Jake went to go climb that turnbuckle and like make it look like he was gonna climb the pole, I was like, all right, just stop. Like it's so you can't. Like I'm
Mhm.
sorry. I remember Jake around 92, 93, like when he was coming back to WWE around 94 or whatever. Like he was not in good shape.
He looked good though. He didn't look bad to me. Honestly, I love the match. I thought it was great. I really
It
didn't
was a
like,
fun match. It was an entertaining
and
match.
I'm not even saying like ironically. Like again, this is maybe me like enjoying the older ways, seeing how compared to like how things are now. But
I
like
think the only thing that
everything,
hurt it was the ending.
well, everything felt like a huge deal. Every
Yeah.
move, every strike, the simplest things worked and were enough. I did laugh at the referee, of course, not acting like it was unsanctioned and doing stuff. And luckily, Jesse Ventura called it out on commentary.
Oh, you mean
Classic
hold on?
Ventura.
Here's actually a great screenshot when he's trying to not DQ him, but like count him to stop him from choking or going to break the
Yeah,
choke right here. Like
yeah. And
it's
Ventura is
unsanctioned,
like,
buddy. What are you doing?
yeah. He's like, what are we doing here? So yeah, I did enjoy that as well. Yeah, the finish. So you can talk about the finish. Go for it.
So the finish was Jake was gonna climb. I believe that's when he did the spin around the pole and like hit him, and then Sting
Yeah.
went up, climbed the pole, and Sting. I think I showed in the other
Mhm.
screenshot. Hold on, Sting really like had to climb this pole. He really had to like use his whole body, feet, arms, and really go up there. That was a tall thing. Um,
Yeah.
so he climbs it at the same time. I believe he's Cactus Jack in WCW right now. Cactus Jack comes out with a snake bag, slides it into the ring, gives it to Jake. Jake puts on a glove, starts taking the snake out of the bag as Sting gets the coal miner's glove and is coming down with it. Sting puts on the glove, and this is where, unfortunately, I think the match kind of got hurt a little bit, where you can see Jake, because he's done this before with the Macho Man stuff and in the past when he uses the snake. You could see him, like, trying to agitate the snake and annoy the snake to get it to start biting and stuff, which is fine. That's what you're supposed to do. But the way it happened was he saw his back turn to Sting. Sting gives him a couple body shots with the coal miner's glove, and
It was
like,
one.
was it just one? I thought it was more.
I
I
think it
thought
was.
it was
I
at
think it
least
was
two.
one.
Damn.
I'm pretty sure it was one body shot. Yeah.
So Jake goes to like go back like he was hurt and have this snake latch onto him. And I don't know
Mhm.
if it latched on at first or if it did, and then he fell and it came off a little bit. Then he put it back on. It just looked a little screwy. Because the whole premise was that the snake, like, it was supposed to backfire, and the snake was supposed to hold on to him the whole time. Got the pin count, Sting wins, and then you see, hold on, I saw a screenshot. You just see, like, him holding the snake on his face. There we go. Holding the snake on his face, and, like, it's supposed to be, and the other problem was, and I have no problem with it because I'm scared of snakes myself, so I'm not going to talk a big game here, but, like, compared to all the other snakes that Jake has brought out in the past, this looked like a little, like, little tiny snake compared to like all the big ones he's brought out. So I was like, oh man, like this little guy that he can just like kind of take off is just looks like it's
Hey,
holding
it's
on to his cheek.
no
It
bet
was
him.
it was just kind of funny to me
Yeah,
how that ended.
listen, unless they got me and he did it really well, I mean, I don't think it was a blade job. I think it really bit him and
Oh
drew
no no no!
blood. Like
It eventually really
it was,
latched on and stuff. It just took
yeah,
so long for it to get on. It made me laugh.
yeah. I didn't hate it. I dug everything about it. So I enjoyed it. So this was way better than anything from last week. So thank you to I messed it up again. What was it? Man on Earth?
New
What
to
is
this
it?
world,
New to this world. Thank you.
man.
Thank you, New to this world. Sorry. Yeah, I was thinking of Man on a Mission because I think one of them passed away today.
Man, oh,
So that was
did
my.
little Mo pass away? Because maybe little
Yes, I
Reddy
was
passed
gonna.
away.
I was gonna bring that up and wish our condolences to his loved ones, but
Oh shit.
not a great segue, I know, but still, that's why I was thinking of, that. But thank you for the suggestion, regardless. And yeah, I thought it was a fun match. So
Oh, here's another shot of the wheel. There you go. That's a good shot of
spin
it.
that wheel, make that deal.
That was great. Yeah. So thank you again. Awesome. And anyone else who has any matches they want to see, please throw it into us, message us, whatever you want to do, and we will make sure to watch it and talk about it. Moving on, we're going to go to our, again, if you just joined us, we are not having a Thursday show, so we are combining our Monday and our Thursday show. So we did a Beacon Rewind segment right now, thanks to New to This World suggestion from last week. And now we're going to go on and do our last point standing. We have a little bit to talk about since we're doing it earlier in the week. So we're just going to be talking about SmackDown, and we're going to be talking about Wrestle Dream and results and how all that worked out. So let me pull all that stuff up. Give me a second.
We appreciate you all for joining us. We are going to aim to be off the air by 8 o'clock, so you can all enjoy Monday Night Raw. And if you stay with us throughout this, we do have one point you'll see very quickly once the points come up on the screen. We will preview Raw a little bit before it goes on the air. There you go. All right. So, again, I mean, from SmackDown, the only thing that really stuck out to me was the big one, in my opinion, the return of Ilya Dragunov.
Yeah, that was dope.
Return to challenge Sami Zayn for the U.S. title and beat Sami Zayn for the U.S. title. So we have a new U.S. champion. And Ilya Dragunov is back, no longer with his beard, but he has a lovely neck tattoo.
Everyone's getting neck tattoos these days.
I don't understand it. I mean, I guess these people are on something down in Florida in the PC, but either way, he's got a neck tattoo. He's got a U.S. title. He's back in action. I don't know if post-match, if anybody came out and beat down him and Sammy, if it was MFTs or whatever, but either way,
yes,
he's a champion.
So that is what happened. Just so. Oh, I didn't start the clock here. Just so you know how the match went down. He did come back. It was a great match, as you know, no surprise that it's a good match. And MFTs interfered, distracted Sammy. That kind of gave Dragunov the opportunity to, finish him off and get the title. But that set up like MFT kind of for the rest of the night kind of thing, because then they had a thing later with the Wyatt Six, and that whole rivalry is about to keep going down as Juice is choking. Don't die, Juice. We gotta do the show. And so that's how that went down. But it's still a great match. Still good to see him. I saw online that like people were upset, and like someone's like, I think this is the problem, is that like the fans can't make their minds up, because like one time on one hand they were like complaining that there's no new champions or there's no changes, and then when you get a new champion you complain that it's a mid-carder, blah blah. I don't know who's complaining about Dragunov, but like great choice. I love that they took the belt off. Sammy doesn't need a long reign. He had a good reign with it. Had a couple of matches. Good job, and let Dragunov kind of do his reign. I like it.
That's how you do a short reign, an effective short reign. And you're never going to make everybody happy.
Nope.
So you can't, it's impossible. So you do what is best and what I guess the majority would like. And I think this is a win-win. I think it's great. Hopefully there's a plan for Ilya now. And, I don't have much faith in that. I'd like to I know, but I'd like to think he'd hold it at least past Survivor Series. Like, I'm hoping he's not just a transitional champ for some Solo Sikoa nonsense. But I'll stay optimistic. I'm happy for Ilya. Welcome back. Good stuff. All right, next up. This one is might not make sense on paper, but the point is about AJ Styles and Chris Jericho. Both have been in the news recently, talking about how WWE wants to have both of them involved in their own retirement tours. And it just made me start thinking about the slippery slope that we're now in, where it's one thing for people like Sting and Cena and Danielson to an extent to have retirement tours and swan songs. And like, I wonder if you think Styles and Jericho are wrestlers that are worthy of being given a retirement tour. And do we think this is something like, is this just the new normal now where it's no longer going to be like a retirement match or like a final match and like that's it with a month or two of build up? Does everything have to be a year long retirement tour now for a wrestler? What are your thoughts on that?
I hope not. I don't want everyone to have a retirement tour. I think it loses its value after a while. Retirement tours are really like for like the top two, top three, goats of all time. Like Kobe had a retirement tour, Brady had a retirement tour, Jeter had a retirement tour. Like those guys, they deserve it. They're like the best at their positions. That's great. AJ Styles, if this was TNA, retirement tour, totally get it. I don't know if he takes one to WWE. Chris Jericho, that's a hard one because he's so good, but I don't know if he's top five. Some people he is, some people he isn't. So like, it's very. I wouldn't start doing it for everyone. I don't think these two should get it. I think these two kind of like if you announce your retirement and you kind of want to make that into a storyline or build it up or whatever, that's fine. But to make it a whole retirement tour, I wouldn't enjoy that. I don't think AJ's doing a retirement tour either. I think he just announced it like maybe this is kind of his retirement tour currently, but they're not really making it a tour. So I hope that's how they continue it.
Well, if anything, they're going to wait until Cena's done and then they're going to kind of pump the gas on it. But yeah, I don't know. I just like, and I like Styles and Jericho. I like them both. They're both two of my favorites. But like I wouldn't do like a year if you want to do like a month or something. But even then, like I feel like retirement tours, and also the one thing I know is going to happen is statistically, someone is going to get hurt. Yeah, someone's going to get injured on the retirement tour,
and then what are you going to do?
And then that's it. Exactly. And then you lost all of that. So
and also I don't know. I wouldn't know if I would call Sting's a retirement tour because like he didn't do what Cena did where he was announcing what dates he was coming on and like making a whole thing. He just said like, this is my last year wrestling. I'm going to go out, whatever. And he like, wrestled a lot. Like Cena's really the only one who's got like a retirement tour. You know what I
mean? Like, I'd kind of disagree with that. I know what you're saying, but like at the same, like Sting was first and then they kind of did Danielson around the same, like during it. And I don't know. I get what you're saying with announcing dates, but outside of announcing dates, they did the same thing with the announcing that this is it and the run and the countdown, and everyone knew last time to see him at Revolution, last time to see him in New York, things like that. So it's the same kind of, but I don't know. I think it's going to be a slippery slope of what are we going to start getting like I'm trying to think of an example like a Damian Priest retirement tour. No, like, God, come on.
No. Yeah, that'd be crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, we don't need it for everybody.
No,
and that's
true.
what I think.
I agree.
That's what's gonna happen. Everyone's gonna get retirement tours, and it's like sometimes it's okay. Like Joe said, Samoa Joe recently, he's like, when I'm done, I'm probably just gonna be like, all right, peace.
Yeah. like Christopher Daniels, nice little retirement, just last match. That's what it is. Like, I hope that's what a lot of people do. All right.
Yeah, all right. Last up, just a little quick Raw preview here for everybody watching. So supposedly a big Raw tonight.
It looks packed.
They are going to, apparently the show is going to be closing with the future of the World Heavyweight Championship, or whatever it's called now. So take that as you will. I guess there'll be an official announcement or swerve with Seth if he's hurt or not for real. And I guess they're going to announce what they're going to do. So stay tuned with that.
I really hope he's not hurt, just because now that they like rushed this angle with Breaker and stuff, now I want to see what they're going to do with it. But we'll see.
Yeah, and then next up, there are 3 title matches tonight on Raw.
Yeah.
And I forget. I wish I saved the tweet somewhere.
I got him.
No. I have the matches. But there was a stat that I wanted to kind of read off. I basically remember it, but I forget what year. But somebody pointed out since a certain year, let's just say in the last 10 years, There have only been 7 Raws with 3 title matches on them, and 5 out of the 7 Raws that's happened on, one of those 3 titles have changed hands. So odds are, out of the 3 title matches tonight, we're getting one new champion.
I think it's going to
So
be
I'm
the
gonna.
tag team titles.
Thank you for jumping the gun.
Oh,
I was gonna ask you. I was gonna read the 3 matches, and then you tell me which one you think will change. Um, so the 3 matches are Becky Lynch versus Maxine Dupree for the Intercontinental title, Dominic versus Rusev for the Intercontinental title, and the Judgment Day versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee for the tag titles. So, Danny, of those 3 matches, which one do you think is most likely to change hands tonight?
Yeah, give this one some thought. No, I think they're kind of setting up that. What I'm going to assume is that Dom's match is first, and and Judgment Day is gonna help him win the IC belt. And then when it comes time for Dom to repay the favor, he doesn't come out, or he costs them the championship, or whatever the deal is. And Styles and Dragon Lee, for some reason, are going to be crowned the new tag team champions tonight.
Wow. All right.
I don't understand why it has to be Styles and Dragon Lee, but it is what it is at this point. I don't see Maxine beating Becky for the IC belt unless you have AJ Lee come out and like kind of interfere. But then I'd really prefer to see AJ Lee versus Becky for the IC belt. So like I hope that doesn't happen because I also don't think Maxine is gonna be a good champion. Like she's not gonna have good matches. Sorry, I don't think she's a good wrestler. So like she shouldn't have the workhorse title if you're not a workhorse wrestler. So I think it's gonna be Styles and Dragon Lee for sure. Styles and Dragon Lee should be a tag team called AJ Lee and just confuse everyone. I totally agree with that as well.
Yeah, they'll probably have that AJ Lee be backstage. Like, wait a minute, they point at each other. Yeah, I think it's Becky and Maxine. I think Maxine wins the belt tonight. I think AJ Lee comes back, and before you even said it, that's what I thought they were gonna do. So I think AJ Lee's back tonight. I think Maxine wins it because I think you need to start gearing up for War Games, and I think Becky and AJ are probably going to be in that. So yeah, I think Maxine wins the IC title tonight thanks to AJ Lee interference. Or I mean, I heard apparently Nikki Bella is possibly around. Maybe Nikki
Bella's always around. I don't know what the hell she does. She's just backstage all the time now.
That's
she
cool.
Literally doesn't do anything else.
So yeah, if you're gonna be watching Raw tonight, enjoy, I guess. But we'll see in about 3 hours, 3 hours. If we have a new champion in town,
it's the Nikki Bella retirement tour.
Yeah,
but she doesn't go anywhere.
Oh man. All right. Are we good on? Moving on to commercial?
Yeah, we've been trying to go under the hour, so let's continue. If we need to take commercial at the end, we'll figure it out.
Okie dokie. So Wrestle Dream time.
Oh yeah, let me pull that up. Just start talking.
So man, I have to say, Wrestle Dream was something special, only for the fact that after years of doing it here on the channel, I don't know about you, because quite frankly, I didn't look at your numbers, but I looked at mine. This is the first time I ever went a perfect 14-0 on an AEW pay-per-view.
On AEW, yes.
AEW. We've done WWE perfect before. 4-0s, 5-0s, 6-0s. Those are easy. 14-0 on an AEW pay-per-view, Danny. I'm sure maybe you've done it before, but I know I haven't for an AEW show. It's hard. This is like almost triple the amount of matches sometimes.
Yep.
Compared to WWE. So Danny and I both changed one match, and both of those changes put us in full lockstep, and as a result, gave us both 14-0. So Danny, congratulations to you as well on your 14-0 for AEW Wrestle Dream.
Yeah, I love how we both changed like, and there were different matches too, and we both changed one. Yeah. Like, all right, there we go. I looked at it, I was like, oh man, it's just, but it's fine. It's just one of those pay-per-views that like. It was very predictable. It was a good pay-per-view. I've thoroughly enjoyed it, but it was a predictable pay-per-view, so it was kind of easy to see that was going to happen. Ooh, I got it all nice on the screen. Look at that.
Look at that. For now. So yeah, I don't really have anything about Tailgate Brawl to talk about. Nothing in the notes. Is there anything you wanted to say really quick? Otherwise, we can probably just move on to the main show.
I mean, the only thing to I don't like Hook's music. I still don't like it. I'm trying. Okay. I try to be open-minded with it. And especially when Kingston comes out with his like dope ass music right after him, and they're supposed to be the same kind of badass, it doesn't hit me as well. I hope they change it and give him something better. I love the conglomerations intro and stuff. I thought that
Sitcom.
was awesome. I don't know if that's the first time they used it. That's the first time I've really seen it like that though. So that was
It
dope.
was. It
That was
was. Did
really,
you
really
look
fun.
up? Did you look up on Twitter or YouTube? They posted like the new Titantron for it,
Oh,
and it's like they
the whole
filmed like
thing.
they did like a Full House sitcom intro with the
Oh, I
conglomeration.
totally want to see that. I can't wait to see that now.
It's they showed it on the side screen, which was hard to see on the show, but I caught it and I was like, all right, they're gonna post that video on YouTube any minute,
I can't
and
wait
it
to
was
see
up
that.
there within like an hour. So if you haven't seen it, it'll probably be on Dynamite or Collision eventually, but definitely go and watch it without like any background noise. It's really funny.
Okay. And
Um,
then
yeah.
yeah, the other matches were good. Nothing
Yeah.
nothing crazy. But then
Mhm.
I just restarted the time because we're gonna start talking about it. But
Yeah.
the big thing from the tailgate, I think, going into your first point and into the pay per view
Mhm.
itself was never done before, which I thought was so dope. The only thing I hated was Shivani said something right at the beginning. I wish he had just shut the hell up and I could have been like still guessing like, hey, are they gonna go into the pay per view or are they not? Like, what's gonna happen? And like right when the match starts, Shivani's like, well, folks, you know that they can bleed into the pay per view. That might happen. And I was like, Shivani, shut up. Let me figure it out.
You know what? So that's the rare occasion where I'm not gonna knock him only
No,
because
you gotta do that.
well, not even that, but like so with about 15 minutes left, I said to my brother, I'm like, there's not enough time. Like,
That's what I
something's
said
up.
too, man. I was like, are they gonna shorten their
Yeah,
match? Is
because
something weird gonna
they were
happen?
they were still doing the other match. I was like, there's 15 minutes left, and then all of a sudden there was 10 minutes left. I'm like, they're
Mm-hmm.
definitely up to something.
And
There's
then
no
that wasn't
way.
even the intros. Like there was 10 minutes left, and they didn't even do the intros. So I was like,
Yeah,
oh my god, what the hell's
I
gonna
think the
happen
match
tonight?
started with like 7 minutes, something like
Yeah,
that left.
they
Either
literally
way,
said there was like 6 minutes and 30 seconds before
yeah.
the start of the pay per view. What's gonna happen?
And but to be fair, they've done that before. I know, like with Ring of Honor, Riccaboni teased it once or twice, where he was like, "Oh, like if the match doesn't end on time, it's gonna have to go into the pay per view." So they've used that line before, but never actually done it until
Yeah.
here. Yeah. So I loved it. I thought that was really cool.
Yep.
Kind of going in with the huge pop and the fireworks going off while they were doing the hockey fight. The fans are cheering.
Can I
It was just a
say because
nice way.
I just
Yeah.
sent you that video? That was pure WCW second hour where they just start the pyros and
Oh,
everything, no matter who's in the ring, what they're doing.
yeah. Yep. Yeah, it was a good match. I think hot crowd
Yep.
to go with it. Much better crowd
Great
than whatever
crowd.
that Dynamite shit show was. So
Yeah.
thank God.
Great crowd.
But yeah, FTR won. Not that surprising, but still a little surprising because it could have gone either way. But yeah, that's
I
all I
feel
really had
like
about that one.
the only nitpick I have, and very small because I love the match, so everything was good. Stokely missed his spot, and I wish he had got his on. I wish he had hit the spot better. The suplex spot. He was supposed to. He was definitely supposed to pull
Oh,
both
when he
legs up.
grabbed, well, he did. He
No,
grabbed
no,
the
no.
foot.
He grabbed him after he fell already. He was supposed to like
Oh,
make him fall and help him fall. It was like you could tell he kind of missed it and
oh,
then grabbed down at the end for the pin. So it
yeah.
was fine because the main purpose was the pin. But
Yeah.
it just didn't look as I just noticed it kind of thing. That
That's
was it.
that's fair. Yeah. So my only not a nitpick, but my only thing I was like, oh, maybe they'll do this. I did wonder if they were going to bring out Cope and Christian, because they were
No,
kicking
no,
off.
no, no, no.
Well,
Too
because they were
early.
kicking off the pay per view with FTR. They just kicked off the previous pay per view. Maybe he was done filming. They didn't do it. I'm fine. They didn't
Well,
do it.
no,
But I was
I
kind of,
don't think that's how they'd bring back Cope. Cope's gonna come back and like help Christian after he gets attacked or something. Christian feels like he has no one or blah because that's his family. Like
Mm,
Christian's gonna do a little storyline, I think. Before I don't think they're coming
yeah.
back together. I think Cope's coming back to save Christian in some storyline.
Okay. All right, next up, the official first full match of the show was Jamie Hayter versus Tekla, which I was surprised was that early, but honestly, it was probably the best and right call to do.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you didn't do it, they probably would have been drowning with the crowd and probably would have been a sleeper match like people would have passed on. I loved it. I thought it was a great match. Something they did do during the tailgate brawl, they changed it a little bit where they added a stipulation where everybody was banned from ringside, which only more so made me go, okay, Hater's gonna win.
I was
Uh,
so happy I changed it before the pay per view. Sorry, once I heard that, I was like, oh, I would have been so mad.
I thought they were gonna add the advantage, but again, they haven't accepted yet, so they couldn't do that. But yeah, just a solid, straight up match between two of them. I really don't have any other particular notes beyond that. Just I'm glad they got the time. I'm glad they got the good placement where the crowd was super into it.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome match. So
Yeah, no, it was they flowed great. Some of those shots were so brutal. They were so good. It was nice to see just a classic one-on-one, no interference, no weird shit, just one-on-one match. Yeah, Jamie looked great. I loved it. I loved everything about it. Tekla's gonna be a star too, man. Has such great ring presence. It's nuts.
I can't wait.
All right,
All right, next
moving
up
on.
we have for $500,000 we had Jungle Jack Perry and Luchasaurus taking on the Young Bucks. I don't know if you caught this. I didn't catch it. It's funny, man. I saw a Facebook post about it, like a video, completely unrelated to wrestling and AEW. So the fact that it fell into my algorithm was insane. But do you remember the movie Blank Check from the
Yes,
90s?
yes.
So that's what the Young Bucks were doing for their intro. Like, if you remember, there was a screen where the kid was looking at like his account and his balance and like all
Oh
the
shit!
invoices.
Yes,
I'll send you the video after this that popped up on my Facebook reels. It has again nothing to do with
that's
wrestling. It was just two dudes talking about Blank
hilarious.
Check, and I saw the screen. I
Oh,
clicked on it.
I've
Exactly what they
seen,
were
I've
talking
seen, I
about.
know exactly what video you're talking about because I just got that video too. I just didn't put two and two together with it.
It blew my mind. So
That's
yeah, so they were doing a
hilarious.
Blank Check reference of all things, which is pretty funny.
That
Um,
whole intro was I liked it. I love these
yeah,
little stupid intros they're
and
doing with them.
I'll let you take the floor here, but I just want to say one thing, and this is gonna probably sound crazy to a lot of our viewers and you as my co-host. I loved this match. I thought it was great.
Hey, I'm so happy you said that.
I thought it was a great
It
match.
was
Probably
such
one of the
a
best matches
good
they've
match.
had.
It was. And I'm gonna say something weird. I think it was like not your usual Young Bucks match, and I think that's why it was a really good match. It wasn't all about like crazy spots and 8 finishers and over and over and over again. Like they did a story. They had a good storyline with Jack. The crowd was crazy hot for Luchasaurus every single time. That I think also like helped out a lot because like you didn't want whatever storyline they're doing. We talked about this last week with
Mm.
with Jack Perry and Luchasaurus. Jack Perry is not wrestling as much in the matches for whatever reason. I don't know if it's storyline wise or just he's not ready to wrestle, whatever the case is. But like the fact that the crowd just was so hot for Lucha just helped that story even more because then like Jack could go out and the crowd wasn't like going crazy over it. I thought the spots were great. I thought they flowed real well. I thought the post match stuff was a really, really good story. And now you can start seeing how the Young Bucks are going to start turn face. And it wasn't what we thought a while ago with maybe Kenny Omega or whatever. It's going to be for looks like Jack Perry, which I never would have seen coming. So I really like this match, top to bottom, post match, everything. I really thought it was good.
I do find it funny though that like the Bucks can legit not do anything interesting outside of like the elite lore.
Yeah, it's true.
It's true.
It's true.
Like nothing they do, in my opinion, is like they're never checked in. I feel like really or locked in with something unless like the elite people are involved,
Yep,
like their own people. It's always like a different level with them.
I agree.
I think it's like insane. Granted, I get he was trying to be a heel, but like it's so funny how like Jack Perry like was intentionally wrestling like shit for like a year.
Yeah, yeah,
Like
yeah.
he clearly wasn't hurt when he was doing the whole scapegoat thing, and he was props to him for trying to like get the heel heat by not wrestling like that. But man, that's why he sucked. So at least now he's like doing his stuff, and I think he wrestled enough in this match. He was the hot tag. He was the one getting beat up. Luchasaurus was the hot tag. So yeah, that's all I really
love their
wanted to
finisher,
say.
man. It's such a good finisher. Ugh.
Oh yeah, I do. If I'm gonna get nitpicky, the only thing I would say is I think this one went a little bit too long by a few minutes. Like,
Was
and
that
again, that's just me.
was that because of the post match or the actual match itself?
The actual match, like
Okay.
I think they were trying to go to like that level that a match shouldn't really go to, like the extra gear if you're like at the end of the show.
Yeah.
So again, it was great. I liked it a lot, but I think they were doing a little too much at the end. But
Yeah, fair.
otherwise, good stuff. Sorry, I got something in my eye. I'm a mess tonight.
Well, next up we have. It's because you're upset that your girl Tony Storm could not recapture her AEW Women's title. Her and Chris Statlander wrestled what I thought was another banger of a match. Great match between these two. I mean, no doubt. Chris Statlander's great, and Tony Storm's I don't think has had a bad match in the last like 3 years. But another great match. Right person went over. Nice clean finish. Any thoughts? Anything else you want to add? I don't know what else to add besides I just loved another good match.
Yeah, it was the right thing to do. I was thinking during the match, I'm like, she can't win it with the seatbelt again. She has to like not roll her up. Like it has to be a definitive like pinfall or submission, like win.
Yeah,
Otherwise, what's the
I don't know how
what's the
early
point
they
of
went for the
doing?
seatbelt. I don't think it was like that. Maybe it was like middle of the match, but I didn't think that was going to be the finish.
No, me neither. I was hoping, and they didn't do it. But yeah, that was really my only hope. Obviously, this and the Page match, in my opinion, were, and I say this very lightly, loosely, they were the weakest matches on the show, just because, for me
Surprising.
at least, well, for me at least, there was no fire behind them. Well, for the matches, there's no fire behind them
I'll just say
for
this
like,
one I feel like should have had more fire because this was an easy storyline. But you're right, like going into it, it was kind of flat.
yeah, it's just because, again, like I said, I mean, I'm pretty sure majority of the fans knew you weren't gonna switch Tony or Page
Yeah,
off the
yeah.
belt this early. So like, not Tony. Did I say Tony? Stat.
I
You
know
weren't
what
gonna
you mean.
take Stat or Page off the belt. Either way, it was a good match. And now my thing is obviously, well, we'll get to it a little bit later, but now we know what Tony's direction is probably going to be coming up to post match.
Yes.
Where, and by the way, Stat, I think, like I said a few months ago, you could just tell she's wrestling with purpose and motivation and confidence. Like
Yep.
she feels like a different wrestler, and sometimes you don't really feel that in the moment. I feel it with Stat, where it's like she knows this is the time, she knows this is the opportunity,
Yeah, she's
and
carrying herself really like differently almost. I know
oh,
exactly what you're talking about.
yeah, so props to her. Which leads to our next point. After Statlander wins, Mercedes Monet's music hits, and here comes Mercedes Monet. And some people maybe thought she was going to challenge her right then and there, but she got in her face, and Stat kind of, um, oh, there you go.
Yeah, sorry.
Um, no, it's okay. Stat kind of balked off and backed off of everything and walked out of the ring. And I was like, okay, I probably wouldn't have done that. Made her look a little bad, but whatever,
Yeah,
fine.
I didn't like that either. That
Um,
she was like, "Get out of my ring," and then she got out of her ring. I was like,
yeah.
"Girl, you're
Well,
the champion now. What the
it's all
hell are
right.
you
Well,
doing?"
and we'll get there, but they fixed it. They fixed
Yeah,
that.
yeah, yeah. So then we have our
But yeah.
Mercedes Monet match.
So Mercedes Moné comes out. She's making her open challenge to any champion that wants a shot at her TBS title, but they have to put her belt on the line. Which honestly could have been done ages ago, just to rack up more belts. Like if you want this, you got to put up one of your belts.
That's
Kind
a
of like a
great
Thanos kind of
premise.
thing.
I love it. It was
Yeah.
nice, easy premise, nice, easy story. Like great.
Yep. So they only announced this with like 24 hours, less than 24 hours of announcing it because they didn't want to spoil the CMLL
Yeah.
title defense, and they didn't want to give away that this was going to be where Mercedes would break Ultimo Dragon's record. I get it. I was fine with it.
Ultimo Monet, you mean?
Ultimo Monet.
Yeah.
So she's now broken the record. She's now 12, but well, she was 10 going into the weekend. She came out of it with 12, where Mina Shirakawa accepted, and she is the interim Ring of Honor Women's Champion, Women's Pure Champion. And I'm really glad they said interim. I was waiting for them to strip the interim away just because it was Mercedes, but no. So Mercedes beats Mina. Um, Putting my Ring of Honor title thing on the side for now. Mercedes wins another belt, has another title. Red Velvet is still the
That she probably
pure.
won't defend. No argument here. Women's TV. Not. I thought it was the women's TV, but he's usually right,
You're
so I didn't want to. I didn't
no,
want to
you're right.
correct him.
Hey, I'm no. You could have corrected me. I'm
I
clearly
wasn't
wrong.
sure.
It's all right. Well, thank you, Jay, for correcting me. Apologies. That's another thing. Well, I'll save that. You're gonna get me going, Jay. So okay, so yeah, so Tony, so that
Mercedes wins.
Mercedes wins the belt, and out comes Chris Statlander. Statlander immediately fixes everything that we were saying before, takes Mercedes' moment just like Mercedes took her moment, gets in her
Hmm.
face, they have a stare down, and then later on in the night, Mercedes basically comes out and says, "I'm challenging you. I want the women's title at Full Gear." And I think that's important because she's not. It sounds like she's not putting her titles on the line. It sounds like she's going just for the women's title.
Yeah,
And I think some of our viewers agree that this is the beginning of the end for everything. I think she's going to lose to Stat, and then that's going to be just the beginning. And I'm curious how they're going to do this, how long, which ones are first, what order. But I'd be shocked if she beats Stat and wins the women's title. I think it's always going to be. I think she's going to lose to Stat, lose every belt, get stripped down to nothing, build back up, and then win the women's title. That's what I would do. But yes, Harley, she's going to lose everything. Don't worry.
no, I agree with
Put
that. I think that
you
makes the
put
most
you,
sense. It's gonna
yeah,
suck that she goes 0-2 on her first women's, women title attempts, but it is what it is.
yeah,
She'll get it there eventually.
yeah. Well, I think that's part of the point. Is like she can win all these belts, but what's the point if she can't win the top prize in the game? And
Yep.
that's what the breakdown will be to build back up.
Yep.
Um. So yeah, no, I like that. And you know what? While I got the time, I'm just going to vent real quick. So the reason I got worked up, the Ring of Honor Women's Pure Title. You remember that tournament they announced back in April?
Yeah.
So back in
Back in
August,
April.
they finally back in April. So we're now 6+ months probably away out from that announcement. They finally started the tournament about 2 months ago, like end of August, or no, maybe it was July. It was right around. No, it was August. I'm sorry. Um, Either way, they started the tournament. They did 2 matches, and since then they've done no other matches on Ring of Honor TV.
That's crazy.
So it's just bleh. I'm so glad I stopped watching. But I looked that up on Saturday during the pay per view to look up like the history. They haven't done anything. So Ring of Honor is just a complete mess. But whatever. Okay.
Moving on
Next
to what's
up.
not a complete mess. This tag team
Ugh.
title match was fantastic. I don't know how you felt about it. I loved every part of it. Takeshita, I think, was the shining star in the match. He looked like a monster. Just the way he was throwing around Brody King. I mean, crazy good. And I'll let you, if you want to talk about the match. I was about to talk about the finish. Do you want to talk about anything actual with the match first?
Um, no, I mean I think all four of these guys are going to end up in the Continental Classic.
Yep.
I think Rodito will probably lose. I would like to think they'd lose the belts before then, but clearly they've put the tag team titles on ice both years so far when they've done the Classic anyway. So it wouldn't really surprise me. I mean, last year with Private Party, they meant nothing, and the year
Yep.
before that, um, I think they were with
I was gonna
MJF
say it
and
wouldn't
Cole at
surprise
that
me if they
point.
just held
No,
on to the belts during the tournament.
yeah. So whatever. They could, but that's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really matter. They don't have to lose them. But yeah, I think all
Also,
four of these guys are going
if
to
you
be in
had them
there.
hold on to the belts and put them in the same league, eventually you have tag team champions versus each other. So that might be something they're going for
Yeah,
also.
which will probably happen. But yeah. So I thought it was a great match though. I think it played perfectly what the dynamic was, what they
Yep.
should have done. They did. But yeah, I'll let you discuss the finish. That was great stuff though. Great
Yeah,
match.
the finish was just shocking because we were talking about who was going to get pinned, and we were saying Brodito shouldn't lose, but like you just put the belt on Takeshita, Okada's your continental or your unified champion, so who takes the pin here? And at the end of the match, we have Brodito who can't do his 21 what do they call it?
21,
21
the 21 plex.
21 plex. Thank you. Couldn't do the 21 plex because he hurt his shoulder. Brody comes in, kind of gives him like a pep talk almost in the ring, which is cool that they do that often. I like that like that's their
Mhm.
dynamic where he comes in and kind of like gives him
Hypes him up.
confidence and like, all right, let's
Yep.
go. And then Brody goes and does a freaking suicide dive onto Takeshita on the outside, which looked so clean for a big man that
Mhm.
size. Holy shit,
Mhm.
that looked great. And then Brodito, I'm sorry, yeah, not Brodito.
Bandito.
Bandito freaking goes in and does a one-arm 21 plex, which I thought was so cool because I was afraid it was
It
going to be one
was
of those things where
yeah.
like, oh, you just couldn't do it. You got a quick pep talk, so you got the adrenaline, and then all of a sudden you can do it. Nah, he
Mhm.
held that arm in and just did it with one arm. I thought that was the perfect ending. And what I believe the fourth person since Okada's been on, third person. Oh, it was 4 times. Danielson was twice. Third person to pin Okada since he signed with AEW, which is huge. So great match, great finish, good for Bandito. Now he gets a title shot on Dynamite, I believe, which is awesome. So yeah, awesome. I loved every single part of it.
Yeah, it was great. I mean, yeah. So the other two, by the way, for those of you that don't know, like Danny said, it's Brian Danielson did it and Kyle Fletcher. So
Yeah,
Danielson,
Brad Danielson
Fletcher,
did it twice. That's why I thought it was four. That's why I thought he was the fourth.
and Dito, the only three to have done that since he signed, like he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just great stuff all around. I'm really looking forward to this. Next few months with the Continental Classic. I mean, the only thing about it is that it does kind of suck that you have to assume that you're kind of telegraphing out the Classic.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the only thing. I mean, obviously, maybe they'll put Okada and Takeshita on the same side, and none of that'll matter. Because they did change the rules from year 1 to year 2. Maybe they'll change them again. But
We'll see.
either way, maybe we'll be wrong. But yeah, next up, Adam Page versus Samoa Joe. Honestly, I don't even want to talk about the match. I just want to talk about what happened after.
Yeah, the match is kind of what it was. Good, not bad,
Yeah.
not great, just cool. Afterward, though,
So,
if you want to talk about it, go ahead.
Yeah, so after the match, they're doing the whole celebration. Powerhouse Hobbs come out, Shibata comes out, and they're all kind of like, like raising hands, showing respect, blah, blah, blah. And then Samoa Joe just turns around and lays out Adam Page. And the Ops, full-blown heel turn, take him out, beat him up, crowds are booing, all this stuff, and they leave Page laying. Yeah, I mean... So it gives Paige something to do now, you assume, for another month. It gives them a storyline, something to dive into. Yes. This is probably one of two things on the night I didn't like, only because the Ops were like one of like two babyface stables you had.
That's fair.
And like there are so many heel stables, like besides a conglomeration. Like, and I didn't do this week. I'll do it for next week. I was gonna write down like heels and faces and kind of add it up. Like this, like besides the conglomeration and the top flight sky flight group.
Technically, Hurt Syndicate's also babyface now.
And yeah, Hurt Syndicate too. I know I never count them because I hate them, but yes. But besides those three, like you go on the other side, it's so I didn't really like that just because you're losing another babyface group. You take that away, it was great. I did like it. Just
no, I understand that,
like
but
part.
Everyone knows a heel Samoa Joe is the best Samoa Joe. So let him, let him lead these two. What everyone was more surprised with was Shibata. Shibata as a heel is going to be interesting. I've never seen a heel Shibata, so I'm curious to see what that's going to look like.
Yeah, he was heel before in New Japan when he turned on Okada and stuff like that. So he can do it. But my only thing that I'm curious about now, really curious about, is one thing we didn't talk about, but we can kind of briefly touch on it here. Earlier in the night, they also made the Demand versus Hurt Syndicate match. They turned it into a number one contenders match for the trios titles, which we didn't know when we made our picks. Luckily, our picks were already in. Luckily, we got it right. But now it looks like on Wednesday, it's Hurt Syndicate versus the Ops. And you just turned them heel, but it's the Hurt Syndicate. So really quick, who do you think wins?
Oh, I think Ops win. I think MVP takes the pinfall.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
Unless Paige comes out and costs them the match, but I don't see that happening. So if that happens, that'd be great.
I'm with you. I'd rather the Ops win just because this never-ending cycle of tag titles being wasted and Hurt Syndicate and Ops let's. It's not on them, obviously. It's on the booking, but let's do something with these belts already. For the love of God, especially the tag belts, man. Brodito are doing great stuff right now, but this tag division is hot.
I know.
And I think you need to capitalize and you need to keep this going. So I really hope that they just keep Brodito in the center of this and not doing little random defenses and all the other tag teams are killing it. But either way.
Agreed.
Next up, we got about 6 minutes left if we want to try and get off here before Raw. I Quit match. I was let down.
You were let down?
Mainly by the finish.
Okay,
yeah.
Good. Yes, I agree with that. 100%.
So here's the thing I will add. I will add an addendum that I learned after the fact. Apparently in Missouri, it is illegal to blade. The Athletic Commission in the state of Missouri does not allow blading in wrestling matches. So that probably put them in some handcuffs to not do everything they probably wanted to do with I Quit match with Darby and Mox.
I don't think
there was
so,
blood
because most of the stuff they can make each other bleed without bleeding. So and they did, but they can bleed profusely without bleeding.
Either way,
my problem with first off, and I'll say this because I sometimes am a squeamish person, and these Darby matches sometimes, man, I can't handle some of the shit they do. That whole fingernail spot, I had to look. That shit grosses me out, man. I get some people like that. Not me. That torture crap is
Yeah.
weird. I did not like that at all.
Yeah, no, listen, I liked like 95% of the match, and then it was cool, but I didn't really. And you probably do kind of agree with me, I think, with where I'm going to go with this. Like Sting was cool.
Santa Sting.
What?
Santa Sting.
Personally, I love Sting. I don't really need to see Sting with the makeup and the beard at this point. Like, it doesn't do anything for me. He retired. He went out with the black hair and the look. Now I see it. I get a little sad. I don't
He's
need to
so
see
old.
it. I love Sting. I don't need Sting with beard and makeup. If you're gonna do the
I
beard,
agree.
kill the makeup or shave the beard, my
I
guy.
agree.
You're putting an effort to shave it and keep it, but I don't think for what these two guys have done, I don't think they did anywhere near enough to make me believe Mox losing there to Darby like that. I didn't like it at all.
So here's my two problems with the finish. First problem, I didn't mind Sting. Again, I agree with you. The whole Santa Claus looking Sting kind of makes me sad.
Yeah, sorry, Sting.
I'd
I
rather
love you,
someone else come interfere at that point that's like involved, but it is what it is. Even Danielson would have been cool there. But my problem was that, and I know what they were saying because you couldn't see it because of all the water, because they were supposed to make it seem like he was being submitted in glass, and that's why he quit, because like he couldn't handle the glass. It looked like he was swimming in water. Like that was the problem. So you're trying to make it seem like he's like trying not to get cut up, but you don't see any glass. Where, and I don't know if they realized it, but they had a perfect spot with that fish tank where they smashed it up, and there was a jagged edge on one of the sides where you could have choked him out and pretend like you were going to force his face in there till he said, "I quit." Something like that would have been so much better. And it just sucked that like he's swimming in the water right next to that perfect pointy piece, and then he goes, "I quit," and you don't even hear him say, "I quit." You don't even hear it.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. By the way, for anyone that didn't watch, this
Like,
show
that
ended at
sucks.
12:30. This show ended at 12:30, quite late, even for 9-match show. But yeah, I was expecting, like, I was waiting for piranhas first off,
Yeah.
before anything, or like I was expecting like piranhas or eels or some shit, and then from there I thought they were gonna do like a waterboarding thing where he was gonna take the flag and like waterboard
Oh,
Mox
that would
with
have
the
been cool
water.
too.
Like that's where my brain was going because I'm thinking like it's Darby and Mox. It's
Yeah,
gotta
they're
be
gonna
something
torture each
crazy.
other, dark.
So I was
motherfuckers.
let down. I was let down by the finish. The only thing, again, another addendum. I will fully take this back and come around on it if the point of it is that like this is it. Like Mox completely is a pussy. He failed the Death Riders. He gave up like that, and they're all mad.
That's what
and
I'm
like
hoping.
that's it. You know what I mean? Like if that's where we're going, then I can kind
Especially
of
if you see
forgive
on your
this, take
screen,
it
ladies and
back.
gentlemen, in the pre-show, the Death Riders did win their match, so like that kind of also helps with that theory that me and Juice have been hoping they're going with, where this is kind of where they kind of kick Mox out and go with a new direction.
Yeah.
All
right.
right.
Well,
last thing.
I'll say there's more I do want to get to at that point, but we can save it maybe for next week, depending how things go. My last point: women's tag team title tournament. The brackets are coming out this Wednesday. Really quick, who you got in the field? Who you putting in? And who you giving them? Who you giving them
it's
to?
gonna be Tony and Mina after their backstage segment where they said they lost everything, but they still have each other and they walked out together. So they're gonna be a tag team. You know, you're gonna have.
Let's assume 8. By the way, so that's 1.
You know, you're gonna have Julia and Sky Blue.
Okay.
You're gonna have Megan Bain and Penelope Ford. You're gonna have
3.
Harley and Willow. Yep, Harley. You definitely have Harley and Willow.
Thank you, Harley, for the Harley suggestion. That's 4. That's 4.
Then from there, I'm not too sure how maybe you put Jamie and Queen Aminata if you're trying to make up tag teams.
I have that one too.
Then who else? I'm trying to think of some.
You're forgetting a big one.
I'm forgetting a big one.
Oh, so Ty J.
Oh yeah, that's right.
6.
Mello,
So I'm assuming 8. So that's 6 right there. I think those 6 are probably going to happen.
Yeah, I agree with that.
So
and Billy Starks maybe. That's a good one.
That's another one I had written in. So that's 7. So from there, I have two schools of thought. One, you're either going to throw Deanna Parazzo and Taya Valkyrie
I was
to the
gonna
Wolves
say
because
I think those two because they've been all over like TV and stuff.
so you can either, but they haven't been like an act on TV, I think, for a long time. And now Taya's kind of with MXM Collection, so I don't know.
Okay.
The only thought I had was you're going to go international, bring somebody in from either CMLL or New Japan or Stardom rather, um, or you go crazy and you give us Hikaru Shida and Riho, like something like that, like bring them in. Um, Otherwise, I don't know. So I think I think that's the field. I think we have
Yep.
6 of the 8 for sure. The other two, I don't really know how they fill it in, but um, and as for who gets it, I don't think Amanada, Hater, or Julia and Sky are going to make it far because of the blood and guts. I think they're going to cancel each other out. Um, I feel like they're going to give it to Tony and
I
Mina,
was
but
gonna
I
say
honestly,
I think
I'd really give it to Ty J. I think you got to give it to the people that deserve it. I think Ty J would be the way to go, but
Ty J or yeah, I guess.
I honestly, I don't think giving
I
it to
wouldn't be
Tony and
upset with
Mina.
Willow and Harley, to be honest with you. I think that'd be a fun little tag
Yeah.
team to put it on also.
Yeah. I guess I look at the teams and I know Ty J's like been like the longest established fighting ones, and I think what better way to reward them for the years of everything they've done as a team like that. So that's I
Fair.
mean I think they're gonna go far on purpose. Um, but yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot of heels in there besides Julius, Sky, and Bane and Ford. So it might come down to Ty J and Bane and Ford though. But I'm just curious how this is gonna factor in with Blood and Guts because like they're gonna overlap. And like you're gonna probably have to crown new champions at Full Gear, but Blood and Guts is the week before, so it should be interesting.
Yeah, I
But
mean, you'll be able to get those two teams out of there before Blood and Guts. I'm not too worried about that.
unless they don't, I mean, unless they're gonna do all the way. Wasn't Ty J in that first women's tag tourney? They were, and that was it was like a women's cup, I think it was just called a women's tag team cup, and
Yeah.
I don't think they won it. Did no Diamante and
Oh,
Ivelisse
right.
won that.
Good memory.
I remember they had the medallions for a while and they were like biting them and stuff. I'm pretty sure they won.
Good memory.
But all right,
All right, ladies and
802.
gentlemen, thank you so much for joining us on our hybrid show this Monday. Reminder, there's no show on Thursday. I'm very, very sorry. Does Marina find a partner? Probably not.
I'm gonna say no.
I don't think so. I that would be another good one though if Marina could find a partner and they can go in like with the new Death Riders, they find someone else, but I don't think so.
That'd be just perfect after months of not wrestling. Oh, the tag titles! I gotta get in the match. Now get out of here, Marina. Rocks.
So reminder, no show on Thursday. We'll be back next Monday. So please join us for next Monday. Have a great week, and we'll see you guys next week. Adios, everybody.
Peace out, Cub Scouts.